this is what my desk would look like after doing a project. We just had a major event weekend where I was using all this wonderful paper, graphic 45 paper, and there was all these offcuts. Now, I don't throw anything away, nothing at all, until I've completely finished with all the projects I'm going to be doing with that particular collection. Because even if you've done a scrapbook layout and you haven't done the journaling and you're not planning to get back to the journaling for a while, you might find that, oh, that would have been a really nice little piece to put along, to border the journaling or put underneath it or something or other. So always keep things until you're completely convinced you're not going to need them anymore. So you got all these bits. We got these, look, I've got a frame here. A frame, look at that lovely checker. What else have we got? We've got that, and okay, you might not necessarily use that, but look, beautiful little flowers on the other side. So there is heaps here to use, and just because it's a little piece, some stripes, lots of little stripes, just as a little piece doesn't mean to say it's necessarily dead straight away. So I've got some ephemera panels in here and all sorts. So that was just to show you what my desk looked like after I'd done this huge event. Oh, look, there's a sticker there. He shouldn't be in there. Right, we'll keep the sticker for later. Let's put them on there. Okay, so what we're going to do, offcuts. Let's get this out of the way. You've seen the mess my desk would be in. What you do is get all your little bits, offcuts, and cut them into strips. So I've, just to make life easier, I've just cut some strips. I've got one sort there, I've got some pinkies, but because it's all graphic 45, you know that it is going to all fit together quite nicely. What's this one? This is another blue one. So like for instance, this paper here is the yellow flowers on the back, so you know they're going to match. Actually, you're going to need to put that one, we'll have another. Yeah, something like that. I don't know. We'll soon work it out. So I've got some odd bits and bobs, just little cuts. These can be cut to the same size, same width, or to a bigger width. But basically, I've got some bits here. So that is my first bit. That's my offcuts. Now, just assume they've come from all my offcuts that I showed you earlier on. I have now cut a panel in white and a panel in the same size in double-sided adhesive. It could be any. Well, I've got here. This is woodware. It could be the one from Sticks 2. Oh, it could be any the Express Services one. That's really good as well. I'm just going to use this one because it was one I had open at the time. So we're just going to peel one side off. So you're taking off the back side of your adhesive panel. Now, because they're both exactly the same size, I'm probably not going to get them on right, am I? But we're just going to lay one on top of my cardstock. So it's just plain regular white cardstock. It's nothing special. I have gone at a slight wonk, but I will trim that. We always go at slight wonks. It's inevitable. Right, just take that bit off. As I say, they were exactly the same size. But no, not going to lay it straight. Get that bit off there as well. Not that it's imperative, but it'll just save me having any excess gluey bits hanging off. Right, okay, so that's that bit. So we now have one piece panel of white cardstock with adhesive on. I'm now going to take the other side of the adhesive off to completely expose my piece of cardstock. Oh, no, don't need that. But no, I'll keep that to show you something later. Right, so we're going to start with one piece somewhere. I'm going to start with my yellow piece, one of my yellow flowers. And what we're going to do is we're just going to go at an angle. All right, any old angle, doesn't matter which. Then I'm still going to keep with the, going to chop a little bit off now. I'm not going to chop it off neatly and tidily until the end. But now make sure the next piece has got a nice straight edge. Michaela, so I'm so busy looking down, I'm not even looking at the chart. It's like, right, so you want this to be a straight and you want to come off perpendicular to what you've just put down anywhere. Doesn't really matter where. So you're starting off with one piece. I've come in with another. I'm going to stick with my yellow flowers for now, turn it around, and I want to come off perpendicular to this side. Again, make sure that's flat edge. So flat to there. Take off some excess. Right, I'm now going to choose a different colour. Let's go for my blue dotty dots. So now I'm going to just follow where I've been. So again, make sure it's a straight edge. I'm going to go into here, butt it right up to what the other piece is. Oh, so this is where you want to make sure you got your straight edge. Then I come off here, make sure it's butted up and it's nice and flat. Let's have another piece of blue. I'm going to follow it along on this side, all butted up. And there. So it's like a little quilting look. And that's that. I'm going to carry on with my blue. I'm going to go down this side now. So I'm just edging the first one I'd put down. And I say graphic 45 paper, we know the colour tones are going to work. We know the patterns are going to work. And going to look awesome. So now I go along that one. Make sure it's all flat, butted up and straight. Another little section in there. Go right up until the edge. Right, so that's the second colourway done. So I'm only going with 4 colourways. I don't want to overdo it. So let's go now with, some flowery flowers. So I've got, this is now the back side of the yellow flowers. So again, as I say, I know it's going to match. You can sort of see where this is going. Just filling up my little panel. There. Along there. Oh my god, that's all right. Just straighten him up a bit and say it is. You don't really want any of your white panel behind showing, so that's just fill in that little gap. Go over this side, yellow flowers against that. So my offcuts are creating more offcuts. Oh, we have loads, don't we? Loads of pieces of paper all over the place. So I've done that section. A little bit here, butt him up to there, and the smallest smidge in here. So that's my next colourway. Okay, one more colourway, and then some odd bits and bobs. So we're on pink now. Let's go for pinky pink. Let's pop you in there. It's weird because this pink is gradiated, so it's like a rose pink one end and a brighter pink the other end. So actually, if I got another rosy bit, just going to jump to this piece because he's a bit of a better match for being that same colour shade. And then over here, oh, as I say, important, make sure it's flat. Ooh, and don't drop the piece when you're not ready to drop it. There we go. Right, so that's my pinkies. Right, so that's my 4 different colourways. Going back in now with, who do we start with? We started with the yellow flowers. So go back in. I'm actually going to go, oh, I've not got any more blue. I'm going to go with a little bit of blue just to give some extra colour there. So we'll have blue in here. And in there. Chop a bit of blue off of this one. In here. Nearly there. Chop a bit of blue off of that one. Right, we're just going to finish it off. Finish it off with the yellow flower. In there. And smidgy little bit in here. I'll leave that for a minute. Okay, so now we want to trim off all our excess. I'm going to use my trimmer, I think. So come in a bit tighter in a minute. All the little bits now. It's like, right, okay, Janice, now you've got to come up with a challenge where you use those little bits. It's like, I think at some point you do have to call it a day. All right, just trim a little closer. Nice and flush with my panel. Obviously no sticky bits now exposed on the panel because we have covered them all up. that. Let's get rid of this fella. And look at our little quilted looking card. Cool. Now I have already cut a couple of panels, and all my panels were cut from an A2 matting basics, just so I knew that it was all going to mat quite nicely. So I've gone for some yellow that I knew matched the colourway of the paper. So there we go, we got that. Actually, before, I'm going to stick these two down together. If I get my lid off my glue. Just a quick all over smidge of glue on that one. I think that's more than a smidge myself, but still. I'll stick him on there. Make sure it don't wobble around too much. There we go. Right, so before I stick it onto here, I wanted to show you another tip with the stickers. So I fancy putting a border on, a sentiment border, and one of the stickers. Now with stickers, I keep fancy using this one, but it's always too big or it don't quite work. With stickers, obviously it's sticky, and you might want to try it somewhere, but it's like, I want to see what it looks like, but you don't put it down because it will obviously stick. So what I do, I was telling people about this the other day, is on some stickers you get some clear acetate. It's not acetate because there is definitely a right side and a wrong side, a bit like the backing for the adhesive sheets. You have a right side and a wrong side. Now these don't work because they're not see-through, but if you've got anything that's a see-through one, you'll find that a sticker can fit really nicely on one side. If you try to put it on the other side, although it might stick for you to be able to peel off, it will definitely be a harder stick. So these I've got here are actually old coverings from cricket mats. So a cricket mat has a protective sheet, and this is the old protective sheet, and I write front on one side so I know that's the good side to put my sticker. Or if you've had sticky specs recently, I think it's a fairly newish product for us. Sticky specs is something that's got like little micro dots on it, but once you've used that up, so all my micro dots are on the yellow side, and once I've burnished it well and used up all my micro dots, I've got this frosted backing here, and I've got a little bit I've already pre-cut off from earlier. So this would work as well. So if I stick my sticker on the right side, so it's there, and I can see where it would where it could go without it being stuck down, but then I can just peel it off and really stick it down when I'm ready. So these are great little tips to sort of say, oh, actually, if I backed it in a bit of black, it would look nice in the corner, or have it on my little belly band. So that's what I do with my sticker sheet bits. But we want something for this card, so I want something yellowy, not too big. That's pretty, but that's the wrong colorway. Let's go for one of these. Pink could work. Oh, if I go with that one, I can stick my sticker sentiment on. So I'm sticking it on my sticker sheet, which allows me to just put this in place, put that one in place to see if I like what's going to happen. Yeah, I think I like that, because I can write or find a weenie little happy birthday stamp. It would have to be a weenie one, but I'm going to go with that. So I know I want to use this. I do have my centralizing ruler. Shall we use the centralizing ruler and actually be sensible about this? So 0, 2. So that there is basically the center. So if that was there, I'm at 1, 1. Yeah, it's pretty much there. That is my centre going alongwards. I don't think it looked like there was a lot of leeway top and bottom. Cool. Right, so that's that. Nice. So now I'm going to stick it on here. Let's 3D foam mount him. Do I have my 3D foam mounts? Oh, I've only got black. That'll do. It's quite thick, this one. I probably wouldn't really want it as thick as this. I'm not going to go right to the ends because I think I'm going to cut some of the border off. I think this is well thick. This is about 3 mil. 3 mil doobly whatsits. What are they called? They're called backing. Foam tapes, Janice. Foam pads. Wouldn't normally go this high. Really must bring... There's a shop nearby here, I think. I could go and buy some. Funny that. Yeah, anybody know of any good place you can get some crafting supplies. Right, there's me just throwing these little backing pieces over there. So let's line it up, and then I'm going to be chopping the sides off because I think I want it level. So let's just pop it in the center, flip him over. I'm going to have this flush. And then we're going to stick it to our card base. Bit of glue there. Oh yeah, Tracy, thank you for joining us. Sorry, I haven't been looking at chat, so I haven't seen what's been going on. Right, and stick that. Can you tell I sort of go all quiet when I'm concentrating? Andy thinks it's hilarious. Right, so we do that, stick him down, and look, a little card, and that's just using offcuts. Now you saw what I showed you earlier on, so don't throw any of that away, just chop bits up. And for this particular technique, just make sure you've got that flush edge here. You want that to be a nice straight edge so it fits in nicely and you're not going to get any little gaps. But look, beautiful, nice little card, little happy birthday sentiment. Bob's your uncle, perfect. There's our little quilted effect we've got going on there with our offcuts. So thank you very much, guys, for joining me. I hope you have fun with your offcuts, and don't forget, don't throw anything away.